Hey y'all, what's up? It's me recording in my kitchen again with my work shirt on, with my ring light showing, with my Easy E headband wig on. But we're gonna get into the story time. Actually, can I fix this though? We're gonna get into the story time. I was actually telling my husband this story last night and we were laughing in the car about it. About this time in college where this boy I was talking to was literally using me. He was pretty much down bad. And let me tell you what happened. So FAMU does this Set Friday thing where they have like a DJ, they have all these booths set up and you could buy stuff, get food, all that. And so at the time I was like super into Egyptian culture for whatever reason. And I was even thinking about getting a Queen Nefertiti tattoo. And so one of the guys at the booth, he was selling like Egyptian jewelry and books and stuff. I think I ended up buying a bracelet and maybe a book, and we just struck up a conversation. He had all these Egyptian tattoos, like sleeves of it. And, you know, he was lighter skinned, had like a fade, a high top fade, was kind of popular back then. But the only thing was when he stood up, he was like hitting right here. But we finna call him D. So I ended up giving D my number or whatever. And we started, you know, texting back and forth. And he said he wanted to take me out. Mind you, I'm a freshman. He's a junior. The year is 2013, I think. Pretty sure it's 2013. And so, y'all, the first day I should have known something was wrong. So he said he wanted to take me to the movies. Cool, asking me what movies I like, and I'm saying horror. He wants to go, he's like, let's go see Insidious. I'm like, perfect. We supposed to go eat after. So he picked me up in his little hoop-de-hoop. It was like a Buick, like what my grandma drive. It was a Buick, but a car's a car, right? So we get in there, and when we finally get to the movies, he was like, yeah, whoever jumped first gonna pay for our food or something like that. Like he made it a challenge. And so of course it ended up being me. So we went to Steak and Shake and I ended up paying. And I really didn't think too much about it, but now that I think about it, I had called my dad, because me and my dad are close. And I told him about the date. He was like, he paid for everything, right? And I was like, no, I paid for our dinner because whatever stupid challenge. He's like, that don't sound weird to you? Like that don't sound kind of strange? Like why he didn't pay for anything? I'm like, Dad, it ain't that serious, is it? It ain't that serious, whatever. So that was the first incident. Now over time, I keep noticing more and more incidents. If you're a freshman at FAMU at the time, you had to purchase a meal plan with your like on campus living arrangements. So I think you had to have a dorm and you had to have a meal plan. That's how it worked. And so upstairs was the caf with the we swiped our student ID to get in. And freshmen, because they had to have meal plan, normally they had unlimited swipes instead of paying for a certain amount. So the game was like the juniors and seniors might have a little freshman boo or a friend that they'll use to get in, but I didn't know that. And so it'd be times where he would call me and he'd be like, what you finna do? And I'd be like, I'm headed to the caf with like my roommates. I'm finna go eat or whatever. And he'd be like, oh, you mind if I come too? So he would come. I would swipe him in. We would eat, sit down and eat together. I noticed the frequency of that just began to increase over time. And then he started to be like, oh, well, you going to the caf? I'm like, yeah. He'd be like, you mind if I bring my homeboy too? So now I'm swiping for 3 people. Whole time I'm still naive as heck. I'm feeling a little weird about it, but not enough to really do anything about it. So that was going on. Mind you, we was talking for months, probably like 5 or 6 months. Just talking, hanging out, going on dates sometimes. That was the nature of the relationship. It wasn't a relationship. Nothing else, nothing past that was happening, guys. Nothing past that. Nothing extracurricular was going on between us. That was it. And so me and my roommates, we used to love to go to the mall. None of us ain't had no car. How we got to the mall, we would catch cabs because there wasn't no Uber back then. We would ride the city bus, which we found to be like the most embarrassing. We would get our roommate's boyfriend, Cream, to take us in his Mustang, and we just pay him gas money and give him a little extra money. Or sometimes it was very dangerous. We would just like catch rides with strangers. I'm so embarrassed. We would catch rides with strangers. When that net check hit, baby, we was running to the mall to spend that money, spend Sally Mae money. So I was talking to D and I was telling him like, you know, me and my friends want to go to the mall, but we don't know how we're going to get there, blah, blah. So I get home from class. My two roommates that was closest to me, Sequoia and with Cindy, they was chilling and they was like, hey, can you go in your room and grab the curling wand? Everybody knew I had a big basket on my dresser with curling wands, flat irons, all the hair products, because we all did each other's hair and stuff. I said, why can't you go get it? Like, you already know where the wand is. She's like, no, like, I really think you should go get it because I don't remember which wand. And I was just like, girl, fine. So I go in there to grab the wand. He like pops out of my little small twin dorm bedroom. He's like, surprise. And I think he maybe brought me like flowers or some type of gift. And I was like, oh my gosh, what are you doing here? And he was like, I just wanted to surprise you and I'm going to take you and your friends to the mall. Like, I know y'all been wanting to go. And I'm like, how thoughtful is that? So we all pile in his hoop. On the way there, he literally rear-ended someone. So embarrassing. He rear-ended them at a stop sign. How do you even do that? So he rear-ends them. He gets out and talks to them, and they like look at their car and they're like, nothing is really wrong with it. Like, we can go on. And then he gets back in the car and he's mad. He's like, they slammed on their brakes. I shouldn't even have to talk to them. Blah, 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 and all this. And I'm like, this is off to a rocky start, right? So we get to the mall. I'm in my store. We in the store. We in our bag. We are shopping. We're in Wet Seal. It was the Wet Seal era, honey. I'm picking up all these shirts. I'm picking up underwear, bras, everything I need. I'm just picking it up. And he comes leaning on one of the racks. Like, I'm noticing he's just following me from rack to rack to rack. And I'm feeling like I'm trying to like get in my shopping bag. And you in my face right now. Why? So he's just leaning on the racks and kind of looking pitiful. And he was like, you think you can give me like $10? Because I just want to go to the store and like buy these socks. Or somebody said, I was like, okay. That's when I started to feel uncomfortable. Because it's giving mommy son. Like, I just didn't like the way it made me feel. So I literally reached in my wallet and like give him $10 or something. I was like, okay. So I'm talking to my friends. We keep on shopping. Whatever. Then we get hungry, so we go down to the food court. He come with us, of course. And then when my friends walked away to get their food, he was like, I'm really kind of like feeling a little hungry. Do you think you could like get me something to eat and something to drink maybe? And that's when the attraction went down like 1,000 points. It was starting to give like very needy, like a needy man is like, you're really masculinizing me. Is that a word? You're really masculinizing me right now. It was weird. It was really weird and uncomfortable. So I'm like, okay. I paid for that too. I'm like, golly, you asked me, did we want to go to the mall? Okay. So we get back in the car, me and my two friends. I'm in the front, they're in the back. We got all our bags. We happy because we didn't blow a bag that we shouldn't blew. We done blew a bag. We got all these new clothes to wear. And so he's driving us back or whatever. He was like, y'all think y'all could give me something on the gas? That was the point at which my friends got pissed. We did give him some on the gas, or they did, because I was like, no, because I had already paid for him to eat and stuff. No, they gave him some on the gas. But when we got back to the dorms, they were pissed. They were going off. They were like, why would he invite us somewhere, offer to take us somewhere, and then ask us for gas? And it was very tacky. It gave very much tacky. And it was pretty much down. It was downhill from there. He started to get pretty like, I don't know what he was going through. He kind of hit a rough patch, which is fine, that happens. But he was just like, started smoking every single day. Like, never really had gas money and stuff. And I had to talk with him. I'm like, I know we're like college students, you know, money gets tight sometimes. That's okay. But you just like, you seem pretty much down all the time, but then you're smoking all the time. So like, how is it that you barely have money for your gas tank? Like, you're telling me that, but you always have money for... I asked him that flat out, and he just got so defensive. My friend sells it to me for a discount or something weird he said. I'm like, oh, brother. And I think that's when I was just like, yeah, this is not going to work. I didn't see it for him. I ended up being friends with his best friend for like some years, at least over a year. Me and his best friend got really close. And I told his friend about the mall incident. His friend was so embarrassed. He was so embarrassed. He was like apologizing for him. He was like, yeah, he's got to do better about that. He's like, I told him about that, you know. Because, oh, I forgot about this, y'all. It was one time, it was his friend came over, because his friend was real cool. And it was me, and it was the boy. And we were like sitting talking. I think I had like my legs on his lap or something like that. And he was like, you think you could send me some money for some gas? And I was looking like, huh? And his friend just did like this. That's what he literally did. And when he saw his friend's face, he was like, oh, never mind, I'll figure it out. His friend was basically like, yeah, it was getting embarrassing and it made him feel uncomfortable. Like even hearing him ask a woman for money was just kind of weird. So yeah, that's story time about this boy like using me or whatever. I can't believe I talked to him for 5 or 6 months. The signs were there. I really should have cut that off sooner, but y'all be smarter than me. But that's my story. That's all I got for y'all today. Thanks for watching. Deuces.